A woman had the entire left side of her brain removed when she was a baby. Today she lives a completely full life. She talks, she works, she does everything you'd expect of anyone. Let me tell you how that's possible, because it tells you something remarkable about your brain at any age. Hello and welcome. If we haven't met yet, I'm Chrissy. I've been a pharmacist for over 30 years and I'm now a memory and brain health coach, working with professional women who want to improve their memory and stay mentally sharp. And I want to share something with you today that genuinely amazes me, even after all my years in this field. It might just change how you think about your own brain. Let me start with those stories. That woman I mentioned, the one missing her entire left hemisphere. The left side of the brain is normally where so much of our language lives, speaking, understanding words. So by any assumption, she shouldn't be able to do any of those things. But she can. Because when she was young, her right hemisphere took on the role of the left side, reorganised itself and picked up the work the missing side would have done. We see the same quiet magic after a stroke. When part of the brain is damaged, the other neurons, the brain cells, step in. They form new connections and slowly help rebuild everyday skills like speaking, walking and getting dressed. It's not instant and it takes effort, but the brain finds another way. Now in those extreme cases, most of us will thankfully never face them. But here's the part I really want you to hear. The exact same science that rebuilt that woman's life is at play every single time you learn something new. It has a name. Neuroscientists call it neuroplasticity. Plastic, as in mouldable, changeable. Your brain is not a fixed object that slowly winds down. It's changing all the time in response to what you ask of it. And that's true whether you're 50, 60, 70 and beyond. The idea that your brain is set by a certain age, that it's all downhill from here, that's one of the most damaging myths I come across. It simply isn't how the brain works. So how does this actually happen in everyday life? Your brain is constantly forming fresh, new connections and strengthening the ones you already use. Picture a field with footpaths across it. The more you walk a particular route, the clearer and firmer that path becomes, until it's the obvious way to go. That's a skill or a memory you use often. And a brand new activity that carves out a brand new path. The first time it's rough going, long grass, no clear route, but walk it a few times and the path appears. That's your brain learning. That's neuroplasticity in a field. And here's the lovely bonus. When you really challenge yourself, proper deep learning, not just scrolling on autopilot, this process actually encourages the birth of new brain cells. And it happens in a region called the hippocampus, your brain's memory centre, the very part that helps you hold on to names, facts, where you put your keys. So when you learn something genuinely new, you're not just maintaining your brain, you're building it. But, and this is a bit most people get wrong, so stay with me, not just any activity will do this. To get the effects, what you're doing, it needs to be two things. The first is it has to be new, something you're learning for the first time, a little outside your comfort zone. Doing the crosswords you've done every day for 20 years is pleasant, but your brain already knows the path. It's not carving anything new. The second is challenging it. And here's where I want to be precise, because there's an important difference. I don't mean stressful. Stress floods the brain with cortisol, the stress chemical, and actually makes learning harder. That's not what we want. What I mean is stimulating. There's a sweet spot neuroscientists call it desirable difficulty, where the task is hard enough to make your brain sit up and pay attention, but not so hard that you throw your hands up and quit. Think of it like the right weight at the gym. If it's too light, your muscles don't grow. But if it's too heavy and you strain something and give up, you want the weight that makes you work, the one that builds strength, and your brain is exactly the same. So what does this look like in a real busy life? It might be picking up an instrument, learning a few words of a new language before a holiday, starting a hobby you've always quietly fancied but never made time for. And it doesn't have to be a grand project. You can start far smaller than that. Try taking a completely different route to the shops. Brush your teeth with your opposite hands tomorrow morning. And notice how strange it feels, how clumsy, how much concentration it suddenly takes. That feeling, that's your brain paying attention. That's a new path walked for the very first time. And you'll be surprised how quickly it adapts. Now, why does all this matter so much beyond the lovely idea of a healthier brain? Because doing this regularly builds something called cognitive flexibility. That's your brain's ability to switch focus, to adapt when plans change at the last minute, to find another way through when the first way is blocked, all without getting flustered and overwhelmed. And for a woman, in juggling a career, a family, 100 competing demands, and a diary that never sits still, that is pure gold. That's the difference between a day that overwhelms you and a day that is much calmer. So here's my gentle challenge for you. Pick one small new thing, just one, and give your brain something fresh to do this week. And make sure it's not too easy and not too hard. And here's what I most want you to take away. Your brain is far more capable of change than you have ever been told. At any age. That woman living a full life with half a brain is the proof. And the same science is quietly working for you. Every time you ask something new of it. If this was useful, I have more videos here on the channel on exactly this kind of thing. Simple, science-backed ways to keep your mind sharp for the years ahead. Have a look around and subscribe if you'd like them to find you. Take good care of that remarkable brain of yours. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.